Leading from the front at the sex club, you would get crazy amounts of applications. A ridiculous amount. 99.9% were all for the wrong reasons. Some of them bizarre, and sometimes they slip through the cracks. And I'm going to tell you about it right now. On this one particular night, I'm working at the club. I'm at the front. One of my guests comes up to me. Dominic, I smell smoke in the back. Thank you for telling me. I leave my front office, go into the back, and I start smelling smoke immediately. I start knocking on all the rooms where the smoke could be coming from. And everybody's answering the door. And I'm asking, where's the smoke coming from? Do you smell smoke? And everybody's pointing to one particular room. As I approach the room, I realize this is where the smoke's coming from. You could smell it spewing underneath the door and over the top. I knock on the door. Nobody answers. I knock on it again. No answer. That was enough. I grab the master key at the front. I walk back to the room, unlock the door, open it up, and there it is. I see the pipes, I see the dildos, and I see the drugs. Immediately, I say, get your shit, get out, you're banned. He does what I tell him to do. On his way out, he asks me, Dominic, can I get an application? Are you hiring? This would be a great place for me to work. How do you know my name? Get out of the club, you're banned. But that's the type of bizarre applications you would get. A crazy amount of them as well. And sometimes they slip through the cracks. I hired this one individual. I put him in a little bit of position of authority. He was in charge of the cashier and was in charge of the cleanup crew. When he first started working at the club, he acted right. He did the right thing. The number one rule at the club is you do not sleep, you do not have sex with any of the members. You do not have sex inside the club. It is a rule, not just in my club, but in every club, whether it's gay or straight. That's going to be the number one rule in any sex club. He would push this to the people below him, and he was pushed this to him by me. The first time I got a complaint about him must have been a month in. Wasn't long. The phone rang at the club. Thank you for calling. How may I help you? Yes, the gentleman, he has a beard. He's a little guy. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. What happened? He's a creep. He's a weirdo. You need to get rid of this guy. Tell me what happened. And the guy hangs up the phone. I asked the individual working for me, do you know anything about that phone call? I had a weird phone call today about you. No, I don't know. I didn't do nothing. Okay. A week goes by and I'm working with him on this particular night. One of my guests comes up to the counter. This guy's a creep. This guy's a weirdo. You need to get rid of this weirdo. Keeps going on about creep and weirdo. Thank you so much. What happened? He said he pushed me into a corner and was holding his penis, licking his lips. He's a weird guy. I said, thank you so much. I'll make sure this doesn't happen again. I again asked my employee, what's he talking about? I don't know. I didn't do nothing. Same bullshit spiel. But I'm not a fool. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Now I'm going to watch you like a hawk. I started watching him, and it didn't take me long before I found out what he was doing. He was having one of my guests watch the front counter during the shift when I wasn't there. He would go into the back and have sex with as many people as he could. If someone came in, my guest would go get him and tell him to come back and do his job. I found out because when I walked in on one particular night, there was two people waiting for me. And I said, hey guys, how's it going? How's your night going? They say, not good. I said, what happened? They said, this guy working for you right here, he tried to have sex with me. And I saw him sticking his little penis into another guy. They really were bashing him, but they were telling the truth. I said, I'm sorry about this. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again because I'm letting him go. I turn around. I said, get your shit, pack up, you're fired. He starts to get his shit and gather all of his shit and go into his locker. And I'm watching him to make sure he gets all of his shit and gets out. He opens up his locker. Inside his locker, there it is. You had dildos upon dildos upon dildos. You had black dildos. You had glass dildos. You had crooked dildos. I said, get your shit and get out. But I didn't do nothing. Yeah, I know you didn't do nothing. Get out. People forgot how good it feels to lead from the front, to hold your word to yourself, to your people, to everybody, to not break to the pleasures that plague society today. Leading from the front is sacrifice. Leading from the front is selflessness. Leading from the front is respect. But more importantly, mostly, leading from the front is love. Anyone who doesn't lead from the front, it's because they're considering the source. I'm sorry to tell you, but it's because they're considering who they spoke that word to. I spoke my word to all of you. And the only way I could show you my love, the only way I could back it up is to follow through. That day is going to come where you're going to want to quit, want to stop, want to deviate. That's the day that means the most to me. The day I want to and don't. This is where our power comes from. You don't think when I started it was difficult? It was massively difficult. And it was only massively difficult because my self-talk wasn't in alignment with my end outcome. It wasn't in alignment with my vision. Yes, I was doing the steps, but I was complaining through all the steps every step of the way until I saw what my self-talk was. It was contradicting. It wasn't in alignment. It wasn't congruent. It was incongruent. When I aligned my self-talk into a positive manner by shifting those complaints into pure gratitude, that's when everything started clicking. Because now I'm empowered. Now I'm winning. Now I'm leading from the front. Now I'm not a victim. Now I love it. People say you're supposed to love what you do. That's a bunch of shit. Everything's going to turn to work. You've got to learn to love what you got to do. It's a deeper love. What you got to do is learn to love in taking pleasure and not being pleased. You can have action all day, but if you don't have results, then you're not really putting in the intensity. You can have been working on self forever, but if you don't have results, then it's not there. If you are working like crazy and living paycheck to paycheck, working out like crazy, feel like shit, mind, body, soul, it's because you don't understand that your system is not in alignment with your true goal. Your thoughts, your actions, your energy is out of alignment. Yes, you're doing the steps. Yes, you're putting in the work, but you're hating every second of it. You're complaining every second of it. It's only a matter of time before you fall, before you go back to your old ways. The work instills the worth. You need to build that love. Why do you think you're going to have all this purpose, all this love for an endeavor if you haven't put the work in for it? You don't go to the fireplace, expect your hands to get warm. You don't go to the tree, expect a bird to fall from the tree. You put the logs in, you climb the tree, and then you get the warmth, and then you get the bird. The work instills the worth. Love is action. You need to build that love. Whatever you regret from yesterday, wake up, reflect on it, let it sting. If the shoe fits, wear it, and change it. Gratitude is action, and the utmost results are gratitude. Lead from the front. Love you guys. I will not let you down. You know, I know. Let's